Yep, we're really doing this. Only in the era of identity politics could this be considered controversial. A claim that women can't compete at the same level as men in elite sport. This is what happens in a culture that subscribes to war. Women are wonderful, as Christina Hoff-Sommers describes it. In the world of the gender ideologues, it seems that if you tell yourself that you're wonderful enough times, you start to believe it. But then someone like John McEnroe makes an honest assessment of Serena Williams' ability as a tennis player in relation to men, and reality collides with the imagined reality of the gender ideologues. So how did this all happen? Well, John McEnroe was invited on NPR to talk about his new book, But Seriously, and the interview took an interesting turn. Let's have a listen.
We're talking about male players, but there is, of course, wonderful female players. Let's talk about Serena Williams. You say she is the best female player in the world in the book.
Best female player ever, no question.
Some wouldn't qualify it. Some would say she's the best player in the world. Why qualify it?
Oh, she's not, you mean the best player in the world, period?
Yeah, best tennis player in the world. You know, why say female player?
Well, because if she played the men's circuit, she'd be like 700 in the world.
You think so?
Yeah. That doesn't mean I don't think Serena's like an incredible player. I do. But there's, the reality of what would happen on a given day. Serena could beat some players, I believe, because she's so incredibly strong mentally. But if she had to just play the circuit, the men's circuit, that would be an entirely different story. So maybe at some point a women's tennis player, can be better than anybody. I mean, I haven't seen it in any other sport, and I haven't seen it in tennis, and I suppose anything's possible at some stage.
Don't you love how these questions are constructed? The interviewer asked, some wouldn't qualify it. Some would say she's the best player in the world. Why qualify it? Some. Who are those some? People who've never watched professional sport, who think reality should mirror the nonsense they heard in their gender studies course? And if this interview is so concerned about taking gender out of the conversation, why does she start the conversation like this?
We're talking about male players, but there is, of course, wonderful female players. Let's talk about Serena Williams.
So you're quite happy to categorise tennis players into male and female. But perhaps what she means is that when talking about male players, we're more likely to say that Roger Federer is the best player in the world rather than the best male player in the world. And that's true. And there's a logical reason for that. Because if you are the best male tennis player, you are by definition the best player. Unless, of course, you live in the world of gender ideologues who imagine men and women are exactly the same. I mean, who really thinks Serena Williams would have won 23 major titles if there were a combined male-female tour? In all likelihood, she would never have made a final of a Grand Slam event, let alone win one. Take a look at the moronic headline from Buzzcrap. Serena Williams responds after John McEnroe says she couldn't beat male tennis players. Almost 50 years after tennis's battle of the sexes, we're still doing this, apparently. Yeah, remember the battle of the sexes? Billie Jean King, 29 years of age, in the prime of her career, beat Bobby Riggs, a 55-year-old man. Yeah, that settled it. Not even Billie Jean King thinks Serena Williams can compete with the best male players.
Serena's on top of her game. She's playing better than she's ever had.
Yeah, she seems happy again, which is good.
Do you think she could hang with the boys? Could she beat some of the men?
No, not the top one.
Really?
No, we've never said we're better than men or as good or anything. We just say we're just as entertaining, sometimes more entertaining.
So do you think could she hang with some of them? Or
depends how low you go. No, not the top ones.
Okay.
No, because we don't have androgens that the guys have. It's because of testosterone and all that. They've done all kinds of studies now.
And I think the point she made about women's tennis being sometimes more entertaining is absolutely true. I grew up watching the epic battles between Chris Evert-Lloyd and Martina Navratilova. But it's clear that Billie Jean King lives in reality and understands that biology matters. And then there's the outrage around McEnroe's comment that Serena Williams would rank around 700 in the world if she played on the men's tour. Here's how it went down on CBS.
What's new?
All right,
What's
going on?
Let's just start with the elephant in the room.
That's right.
Why was it necessary for you to say that anybody, Serena, couldn't beat the 700th player on the men's circuit?
as you know well enough, Charlie, respect Serena very much so, okay? And I was simply calling her on an NPR, which supposedly you're supposed, this is where you can say it like it is and you're going to get honest feedback. She's the greatest female player that ever lived. Then the lady said to me, I don't remember which one, but she said, why did you say woman? Why don't you just say the greatest, tennis player that ever lived? And so then I felt the need, however, unfortunately, I'm probably to defend myself. I don't know, just say what I really felt. I mean, which is about what I think she would be. I think you're referring to the fact that I said she'd be about 700 in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got a solution, Gail, though, because I know that you're friendly with Serena, and I think at least until yesterday,
I'm right now.
I'm just waiting. Would you like to apologize?
No. But the offer is this: is because it seems in tennis, unlike other sports, that they're always asking about how women. They always ask me how I would do for someone. Why isn't this old bag John McEnroe? How would he do against Serena? Why don't you combine? Just solve the problem. I'm sure the men would be all for this. The men and women play together, and then we don't have to guess.
But, John, you didn't answer Charlie's question.
And that's all the interview I could get. The best part, of course, is that McEnroe said he did not want to apologise. And why should he? He was just saying what he honestly thought. The most annoying part is the presumption that he should apologise as though he's done something wrong, just for speaking his mind. And his solution is a sensible one. Let's put them together and see what happens. The only problem I can see is that the gender pay gap would suffer, as a lot of women would have to find something else to do. But we do have some evidence on this. Remember back in 1998, Serena and Venus Williams said they could beat any male tour player ranked around the top 200. German player Carsten Brasch, ranked 203rd at the time, took up the challenge and he handily dispatched Serena 6-1 and Venus 6-2. Then immediately after the game, Serena and Venus announced they wanted to challenge the 350th ranked in the world. Brasch made the point that he was due to lose a bunch of ATP points the following week and would drop to that level so they could just play him again. But that never happened. Of course, Serena became a better player than she was in 1998, but even she doesn't think she could compete at elite male levels. In 2013, Serena Williams was asked if she would play Andy Murray in a battle of the sexes type game, and she said, quote, "That would be fun. I doubt I'd win a point, but that would be fun." So not even Serena believes she could compete at the elite male level. Whether she could make the top 200 on the male tour or the top 700, who knows? But there is a way to find out. Just combine the tours. And while we're at it, let's combine all sports, and then the Olympics will only go for half as long and piss off people in the host cities for half as much time, as long as we're okay with women never winning a single gold medal ever again. At the end of the day, this is all one big non-troversy. In fact, I don't even know why I'm talking about it. I'm just adding to the problem. So I'm just going to shut up now. So what do you think? Should John McEnroe apologise for having an honest opinion, or should the gender ideologues join the rest of us in reality? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.